Um, like for instance, the wording of the contract, which I mean I did see something about this, but uh, um, I forget where it was, probably Wall Street Journal. But some of these contracts, you know, they after the fact they have like somewhat of an interpretation that maybe you didn't get at first. I don't know if there was some controversy about um one of the prediction market things that uh, you know it was after the thing expired, it wasn't clear, you know, I guess the way it was worded wasn't precise enough. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of risk of that sort of thing
yeah,
on it, for
right.
sure. Like when we were looking at arbitrage, that was like the main risk, right? Because
Hmm.
like one of them says on this day, the other one says before this day, right?
Yeah,
So like that alone, like it causes a lot of
right,
risk, right? I mean,
right,
it's
sure.
risk that's
Absolutely.
manageable, right? But
Hmm.
but it is risk. You're right
Right,
about that.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, one way that we could do arbitrage that maybe is a little bit easier than going directly to the Polymarket and Kalshi. We have two new brokers and we have to get them both to work properly. Um, One way that might be easier is stock market or ETFs or options market or whatever versus Polymarket, right? Because if Polymarket is, for example, there's like earnings reports, right? It predicts earnings reports. So if Polymarket is saying, we're 80% likely to beat expectations, but the stock hasn't responded, that's another arbitrage opportunity as well, right? It doesn't have to be between
Um,
both prediction markets. It could be prediction market and a different like equity options or whatever.
yeah, sure. Right, right.
Yeah. So I think that's like an easier path. Like, I mean, kind of what I'm thinking is
Yeah.
like, let's just get it to work first, right? And then it really does seem like the arbitrage thing is a pretty important aspect of this. So we could actually look into doing the whole arbitrage thing, right? Even if it's not between two prediction markets, it can still be between one prediction market and a different broker, right?
Yeah, that's actually good. That's actually an easier path. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then later on we add Kalshi, and then now we could do like multiple brokers and whatever, right? Then that becomes easy. Gil, what do you think?
I would like it to pick the handicap for me, the Belmont fifth race. Tell me which horse to race on. That's where I'd like to go. I'm all about the betting side of it, absolutely. So now I know so little, Robert, about that stuff, and the only time I've ever even glanced at it is when you've mentioned it on here. So I I'm excited about it because I know so little about it, and I know it's seems to be where the future wave is headed, and that's where you need to head. So I'd like to know more about it. That's my side. I don't have any druthers or even how to even put anything together. I'm just looking to learn more about it.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so I think that path in general makes sense then, right? Let's see it working on my computer. Once I have it work on my computer, let's try to get it to work on BotSpot, right? And then once it's working on BotSpot, then we can start talking strategies, right? And we could talk about, connecting to more than one broker at a time. That's like a separate feature in and of itself. That will definitely take a lot of work, I'm sure. Um, but I think that path kind of makes sense. Just like get it working on BotSpot, see if we can actually build some strategies and try to actually see if we can get that to function. Um, we could also spend time on back testing. I think, well, when I created it, it did not include back testing, but I don't know how hard that would be to add. We could explore that avenue as well if you guys want. Would you find that useful to back test Polymarket?
Well, I would definitely like to see how to get their data, you know? I mean, because I think that's really important.
Their data is fairly easy to get.
Uh,
That's why I'm saying this. It's like pretty straightforward data.
Yeah,
But back testing it can take some time. Like that in itself might take a while, right? I don't know how long, but you know. So that's why
yeah.
I'm asking, 'cause is it worth spending the time on it, right?
Hmm.
I'd ask what adds value to a BotSpot and what keeps you on the leading edge of these type of things, and that'd be the direction I'd go. You know, let's make it work. Let's make it a value added for your website.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Um, yeah,
Okay,
you
cool.
know,
So let's
I mean, one of the things is that you know, as far as like you know, I mean, I haven't ever tried to get data from them, so I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm kind of interested in seeing how
it
easy or
should work
hard.
pretty easily with Lumibot.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
It should be pretty straightforward to grab this data from
Uh-huh.
Polymarket for Lumibot. You know.
Yeah.
Let me see. Did we I think we added documentation around that even. Let me just check our GitHub. GitHub. And Lumibot. This thing is definitely still growing. Let's see actually. We're getting a lot of GitHub stars. Where did that go? Again, it disappeared. What the hell? What are we at? We're at 8.1. Doesn't even say anymore. Okay. Um, yeah, in our, I think we mentioned Polymarket here. Yeah. We bought BotSpot. Polymarket is on the list. Prediction markets, Polymarket trading and backtesting. Yeah, so we actually do talk about it in our documentation. Yeah, so this is pretty well documented. I mean, I think this will just kind of work, to be honest with you. Maybe I'm overly optimistic, but Polymarket, there it is, one of our brokers. Trading broker asset. We have like a new asset type, which is a prediction contract. That's a new asset type. Okay, so why don't we let's jump into this. Let's see what we could do here. In the meantime, I'm gonna get an agent to look into this again. Like, what the hell? It's a little small thing. Can you please take a look at the Lumibot project? And for some reason, again, on this page, if you go down to project growth, for some reason, the graph is gone again. It says your GitHub token is invalid or expired.